The next video I want to hit real quick is our friend of the show, DJ Wiley Space Heroes, Elite Dangerous Odyssey, Development Diary, Planet Tech Comparison Now versus Then, which was Asset 10. Let's bring up Asset 10. We're going to play this video and just talk over it because it doesn't have sound. So, yeah, here we go. Just take a look. He shows you side-by-side comparisons of the same planets from the Dev Diary, and then he took video of it after patch 6, so video this week after patch 6 to compare the two and see what you think of the planets, what they look like. Now, I told him, he pinged me and he was like, Kai, I'm very interested in your opinion on this. And I told him, honestly, my opinion on your video, number one, excellent, as always. He does a phenomenal job of presenting side-by-side evidence that you can look for and judge for yourself, which I think is great. I think this video in particular is a bit of a Rorschach test. You see what you want to see with this video. And what do I mean by that? I think some of his other videos, it was a very clear, it showed it and people, whatever. I've seen people respond to this video pretty much 50-50 down the line. Half of the people see this video, the people that are sort of in love with Elite and it can do no wrong right now, they see this video and they're like, this is great, this is amazing, look how gorgeous these planets are, well done, Frontier. The more critical half of Elite right now looks at these planets and they say, Planet Dev Diary 2 on screen right now, that is fucking Hoth. And then they see where he goes to visit it and they're like, what is this? It looks like gray clay. There's no snow. There's no, look right here. Wolf 1311, planet B3b. That's what it looked like where it was this Hoth ice world. And here's what it looks like when he went to see it. And it's this kind of yellowish, tan, not icy looking Hoth world.
Not Hoth, that's for sure.
So,
not Hoth, but it looks really good.
That's where I'm at. You see, I think, Roy, you and I are on the same wavelength here. The people that are up Frontier's ass, that are like, oh, fanboy, rah, 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 they're like, this is amazing, it can do no wrong. The people, so if you drink the Frontier Kool-Aid and are sucking their nuts, you're like, this is the greatest thing ever. If you drank the Frontier Haterade and they can do nothing right and you're wanting to shit on them no matter what, you're like, this is dog shit. And I feel like Roy and I are sort of in the middle where it's like, it looks good. It's not what they showed, but it looks good. Like, I'm kind of in that middle. I think, Roy, I think you and I are feeling very, simpatico.
Look,
we're both feeling the pull a little bit to come back into Elite.
When I jumped back into my expedition, I was like really gun shy. Like I was on a hair trigger to turn the game off if I ran into one oatmeal planet or if I saw one thing that was like, nope, no good. And I didn't see anything that sort of, threw salt in that wound. It's like it's not perfect, but they've fixed enough of it that, I mean, if they'd launched this way, I probably wouldn't have been upset.
I'm kind of in the same boat with you. And I'm also in a place right now, I think, Roy, where I kind of want to go back to playing Elite, but I'm not willing to commit to what I once, like, yeah. I used to be monogamous with Elite. Other games didn't interest me. Now, I feel like I'm willing to go back and play Elite like a day a week. And I'm thinking about setting up a thing where it's like Star Citizen Monday, Elite Tuesday, No Man's Sky Wednesday. Thursday and Friday are show prep and show for me. And then Saturday, Sunday, play whatever the fuck I want. But like, I'm not giving up.
Yeah.
I'm not willing to walk away from Elite, but I'm not willing to play it full time. I'm kind of like, a day a week. And then, to be honest with you, just being completely honest, the way I feel right now, I kind of see myself playing Elite 1 day a week, No Man's Sky 1 day a week, maybe 2 days a week, and then Star Citizen 3 days a week, or 4 days a week, depending. But like, I think they've made enough ground. They've done enough sort of fixes that I'm like, I think I'm willing to go back and play it for a couple hours a week.
I'm with you there. I'm a bit angry that it's come to that.
Mm-hmm.
What I mean is, okay, so now because so many people have left the game, even if I want to go back into it and try to resurrect something, I'm going to have to coordinate because there's so many people gone.
Oh yeah, they've lost more than half of their community. It is a much weaker community, but look at No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky lost 80% of its community. And then it took them years, but they built it back up and they're stronger now than ever. They won the award last year. But not when I say last year, I mean 6 months ago. They won the award for the greatest ongoing game of the year. They beat out Fortnite and Call of Daddy and whatever else they were up against. So like,
yeah, but I agree. It's definitely not I used to look forward to jumping on Elite every day, and that isn't going to happen.
Nope. But I don't know. I feel like they've done some stuff. So, all right. That takes us to, does anybody have, Katie, hop in, please.
I will say, looking at the footage there, it does look like insanely better than it did. Like, it looks so much better. I agree with Roy here that there is an enormous improvement in the terrain, the ground technology. I almost don't want to share my thoughts on this, but it's like.
No, go ahead. Here's the thing. There's no way that you're wrong to feel what you feel. Having
been kind of spoiled now with another game, they do like the terrain. It looks it's starting to come into its own. It's starting to get there, but it's still essentially like barren rocks or barren ice fields.
Yep.
It isn't the terrain technology maybe getting better, but there still isn't anything like there. And yeah, like you mentioned about the about No Man's Sky. It took them years, but they came back, and I hope that is where Elite is going. I think they can do it. I think they've got a strong enough group of very loyal supporters that is definitely viable and definitely can be done. And I'd be very I think with Elite, I'd be very, very interested in tracking back at a point where the next iteration of planets being released, where there's planets with full atmospheres, planets with more varied biomes and things like that. I think that would be a point where I'd be like, okay, let's go take a look again. So I think there is hope in it. There is hope in it, and the progress they've made so far, it shows a lot of promise.
I dig it. I'm going to read to you. I started this next video, and I see that Tweaked, you have your hand up. I'm going to call on you, but I just want to read this real quick because this is another video that plays for 7 minutes with very little sound. I've got it turned way low. This video is by Breaker of Worlds. It's Oxygen Atmosphere Warms My Icy Heart, Update 6. And I want to read you what he said here because I think it's pretty beautiful. He said this in the video notes. I jumped back into Elite Dangerous Odyssey after a much-needed month-long break. I had played Elite for a full year practically every day around 6 hours a day to put things into perspective. With an entry in Star Citizen and news of Update 6 going live, I decided to inch closer to finishing my journey back to the bubble from Colonia. Although I don't think I'll ever completely forgive Frontier for driving off a large portion of the Elite community and placing the game in a negative light for active and onlooking gamers alike, I'm glad to be flying my Phantom again. and discovering star systems full of untouched planets. Oxygen atmospheres give for beautiful pink-purple skies, and this icy ringed planet I found as a much-needed gem, revitalizing the explorer in me. Body Prylau, P-Y-R-A-L-E-A-U, space, Bravo, I just, BW-K, D9-50, planet AB1G. So it's the Alpha Bravo. They're a pair of binary stars, the first planet and the G moon for that planet. We're putting the link in the show notes right now, or in the live notes chat for that system. I showed this video to the gang yesterday in our rundown meeting and said, this video to me, like I've seen, if you go back the video that we just saw that DJ Wiley did, we saw in the dev diary like planets that look like Hoth. And you know, you have those Hoth planets, and then we never saw the good shit in Elite. I never saw it, at least. And then I saw this guy's video, and this guy shows the planet. He shows you flying to it. He shows the whole 9 yards. I believe it. This is not bullshit. This is not doctored. He lands, and I'm going to turn the volume. I kept volume on this video, and I have it turned low now. I'm going to turn the volume up after he lands. This planet gives me so much hope and faith, because it's like, okay, I know that the system can do Hoth. And just when I turn the volume up when he lands, him running around in the snow, and you hear his feet sloshing in the ice, and it's like, you know, ice and slow. You hear his feet making that noise when it like pushes down and packs the snow. And it's, first off, everyone on the panel, and I'm sure everyone listening can agree, if you love Elite, if you hate Elite, if you love Frontier, if you hate Frontier, you can fuck right off if you don't tell me that their sound team is amazing. They are totally amazing. I wish we could get their sound team in Star Citizen. Their sound team is second to none. But like, the fact that this planet exists that actually legit looks real, like looks like the stuff they sold us, and this is the first time I've seen a planet that looks like what they sold us, and I know that it exists in the game now, which makes me feel like, okay.
I avoided watching it yesterday so I could watch it now on the show. It's
amazing. Yeah, it looks gorgeous.
I'm gonna turn the sound up on the video now because he's about to get out. Listen to this.
Wow.
I've got it cranked all the way up. Wait till he gets back off the ship and gets onto the snow again. You're gonna just, oh. Hope this doesn't redline anywhere. Alright, get off the ship, dude. I want to hear that snow.
It's a gorgeous view.
Oh, it is. That's what they sold us. And we now know that the system can give us what they sold us. They just need to unfuck it. That right there, that pulled me back into wanting to play Elite more than anything. And I just have no interest in being in the bubble anymore. I'm gonna go out and explore and look for that. I want to find my own that. I just want to get off the ship for a second so you guys can hear the crunching, and then just feel free to hop in and with whatever. Here we go. Here it comes. Oh. You know this guy loves that game. He spent fucking $12 on that stupid dragon fire gun skin. Yeah, like, and I mean, look, God bless you. Let me tell you something right now. I'm not trying to shit on you, Mr. Breaker of Worlds. you personally did more to pull me back into Elite than Frontier has in months. So I just want to salute the hell out of you. Wait, where's the? It's.
Here's Burger again.
There we go. All right, I'm playing the video again so people can watch it. I'm gonna turn down the sound, and guys, hop in with your commentaries on that.
Exploration for me, it's the thing. When I was playing Elite a lot, faithfully, let's say, I did a lot of different things, but I did a lot of exploration, and for me, exploration was. I play in open pretty much all the time, including exploration. Not that it really matters for exploration, but exploration was my solo activity within Elite. I don't mean solo mode. I mean, it was for me a very peaceful, Zen kind of thing, looking for things that were beautiful. And it almost reminded me of how you described No Man's Sky started out, like a very sort of, not so much dark, but solitude, stoic solitude, beauty, quiet, cold, relaxing, and I think it still is that, and that's why it's this game loop in Elite still can do that. I find that when I play No Man's Sky or Star Citizen, at least for anything approaching exploration, especially No Man's Sky, it's like I'm eating a can of cake frosting. I can only take so much of it. In Elite, it has this sort of tranquil beauty, and that's what still appeals to me about it. And this video is just like, man, that hits the mark.
Absolutely. And
So
go ahead.
just to touch on what you said earlier on, Kai. Of every department in Frontier, the sounds team are world leaders, in my opinion. They do such a good job with the sound in Elite Dangerous. For everything from the sounds that Thargoids make and how kind of eerie and terrifying that is, to, like you say, the environmental sounds, the ship sound. I would still say that Frontier's sound team and the sound effects of Elite Dangerous are the best, maybe, that I've ever seen in a game.
Absolutely. Patches, you had something on that.
Yeah, as I'm sure as you know, as a Canadian, I am an expert on the crunchiness of snow. So the sound team that just does is awesome. Like, it's just the kind of Zen moment, and it just you feel like you're actually on something tangible.
Mm-hmm.
For snow rating, that's easily 10 moose antlers out of 10 on the sound. But it's still, like the planet, the game's still a little empty for me to come back. The sound is great. It's a good point, a good place to be, but it's still, I don't know. It's pretty, but sometimes pretty is just as enough.
I get it, brother. Tweaked, and then we're moving on from this topic.
Yeah, I'm kind of right there too. First off, props to Breaker of Worlds. It's a great video. I had the same reaction. Wow, that looks much better. And DJ Wiley, great video too. The planets didn't look like what they did in the Dev Diary, but they definitely looked a lot better. But I still contend, and Katie, you said it, and Patches, you just said it, and Roy, I know you're an explorer at heart, and I have a lot of friends that are explorers, but what are you exploring at this point? What are you finding other than oohs and ahs and pretty things to see? Because then you move on to the next and try to find another ooh and ah, and I just need more gameplay. I think FDev has actually ruined me with every other game with appreciating the scenery, really, at this point, because if there's not something to do, I'm just bored. I'm like, okay, that looks great. What's next? And that's where I am with Elite. If I go out, I want to feel the pull to get back into Elite Dangerous. I really do. But on console, I don't even have this. I have the same darkness everywhere I go on console right now. So I don't know that I'll be going back to Elite at any point in time, anytime soon, really. And on the point of Hello Games turning it around, one point I would make to that is they did it without charging a dime. Every update that they've released has been huge, and it's been free. And
Okay.
I don't know that FDev would go that distance to do this.
So I want to say two things real quick before we move on from this subject, because we got stuff to get to. Number one, I see Breaker of Worlds is in the chat. Huge salute. Big 07 to you, sir. Your video is fucking amazing, and I've posted it. We're putting it in the show notes. I hope that 1 million people go and subscribe to you, sir, because you deserve it. Also, likewise to DJ Wiley, aka Space Hero YouTube channel. Your content is legit. The two of you put out amazing content that actually made a salty dog look at Elite and say, maybe, I'll give it a shot. So big love and salute to you. You guys deserve a medal from Frontier for your MVP status.